Well, hey friends, how are you? I'm Summer with Summer Sweet Shop, and today we are going to talk about airbrushing. So this is just one way that you can level up your cookies. And I always get lots of questions about how to airbrush, how does it work, what do I need to do? I'm scared and intimidated. So I'm here to take all that intimidation out of the way and show you how you can confidently level up your cookies and make a big impact with your simple cookies, but we are going to make them look even more beautiful. So today I am working with my sugar cookie recipe and my royal icing recipe. Those are both exclusively found inside my Cookie Academy, which is they're located inside the Cookie Academy. They are both on my website. That you can find there, and you can just check the description below to learn more about those recipes there. But these are the ones that we are using today. We have the circle with the heart cut out and the X. These cutters are both from Kaleido. I'll have the link there below of where you can grab these cutters. But they're super cute and fun. Lots of things that you can do with them, not just for Valentine's Day, but other things as well. So first we're going to outline and flood these fun cookies. And so I'm just going to show you how to outline and flood them to get started. So you've got your heart, or your circle with your heart. So I'm first going to turn it around and just outline the heart that will be the middle. I like to do hearts upside down because I feel like it is much easier to go down than it is to go up and around. And then I'm going to outline the outside of the circle. So you want to make sure you come up away from the cookie, and you'll have more control over your icing when you do that. And then we're going to outline our X. You can do this with any kind of color. I'm just using the white and the pink today because we're going to airbrush with our red and black. And this one just didn't touch down there at the bottom. Turn it around. And do the other side like that. So now we're going to flood both of those. You want to make sure that your icing is nice and put together. My white is a little thin today, so hopefully it will not overflow everywhere. But I'm probably going to do just a small layer because it's kind of runny today. If your icing is too thin, just add some fresh icing to it that's outline consistency, and that should help. And then we've got our pink X we're going to flood as well. So you're just going to flood those and keep them really simple because we're going to add those details with our airbrushing. So I'm going to show you how to do that in just a sec. Okay, so you've got those two. You're going to let those dry. You want to let them dry for about 3 or 4 hours before you start airbrushing. So I'm going to set those to the side, and these are the 6 that we're going to airbrush today. We're going to start off first with our hearts. And I always like to have a paper towel down whenever I'm airbrushing, just so like I don't get the surface all airbrushed and colored. We are working with the Cookie Countess airbrush machine. I love this airbrush machine. I've had it for several years and love it and highly, highly, highly recommend it. I will have a link for it below. So if you are interested at all, I highly recommend it if you're in the market for a airbrush machine. And then we are using a stencil Genie. This is just to keep your stencil in place. So I like to I put that down, and then I'm using, all of these are from the Cookie Countess, but the stencil here, it's just the scattered hearts, and it is also from the Cookie Countess. And then I'm using a stencil Genie that we're gonna put, and actually, you know, I'm not gonna use a stencil Genie on this one. I'm gonna save it for the black. But you just snap it in place. It's got the magnets on the either side, so you can snap it in place. If you have a thinner cookie, you can see that you can use this side or you can use the thicker side. So whichever one, and so you're just gonna place your cookie on the tray there, and actually you could place multiple cookies on there. I'm gonna do it a couple times. But I'm using Royal Red Velvet in my tray. I always like to open it with a paper towel because I've learned that sometimes it spews open, and so I don't want that. So I'm going to do red first. I'm going to turn my machine on. I always want to have it on the lowest setting. Or no, I'm sorry, the highest setting. You always want to have it on the highest setting. I'm going to spray just a little bit out, and then I'm just going to hold it down, the Stencil Genie, with my hand, or you can use your scribe as well. But you're just going to go over lightly each of the hearts. And I'm just barely pulling back on the trigger. And the trick to airbrushing is to go slow and to apply in layers. You never want to just hold it down in one spot because that's going to cause your color to puddle, and you don't want to do that. So we're just holding it down just barely. I know it's a little noisy. And then you turn it off, and then you're ever so gentle, just kind of rock it up is what I like to do. So I hold it kind of on one end and then rock it up, and there you have your cute hearts. Look at that, so cute. All right, and so I'll do it one more time with this other X here. Make sure we get good positioning here. And we'll turn it on. And then I'm just barely pulling back on the trigger. It does not take much at all. You're just gonna barely pull back on that trigger. And you can go back and add a little bit more, but you wanna go in layers. You don't wanna puddle all at once. And then I'm just gonna rock it and pull it straight up. And look how cute and fun that is. So super cute. Okay, so now we're gonna go to black. Black lines and black airbrushing can be tricky. So we're gonna take our time showing you, I'm gonna take my time showing you how to do your black lines. So I'm gonna put my Stencil Genie down. I'm gonna put my lines. This is also from the Cookie Countess, these thin lines. I'm gonna use something called a, what's it called? A Screen Genie, which is it's from Creative Cookier. I'll link that below. And the Creative Cookier is also the creator of the Stencil Genie, but this is a mesh over the top. It's a silk screen, and it's gonna keep your icing from going up underneath your stencil, or up underneath your stencil. So I'm gonna first get all this red out of my airbrush, and then I'm gonna add black to my airbrush gun. And it doesn't take much because we're only doing like 3 cookies here. All right, so I've got my cookie positioned right where I want it. I've put my stencil down and my Stencil Genie down. And here, let me pull it over just a little bit so you can see. Make sure I'm in the center. Okay, so you've got everything in place. You got it where you want it. You're going to turn your machine on, and you want to hold it with your almost perpendicular to your cookie. So you want to have it just straight up and down, and I like to do the trigger with my index finger. So some people will do it with their thumb. I like to do it with my index finger. I feel like I have more control with my index finger. So it just kind of depends on what is more comfortable for you. So I've got it straight up and down, and I'm gonna go very slow and just apply in light layers. So you notice that like the first pass is not completely full. And so I'm gonna go back through and do another pass. Of more. All right, and you're gonna stop your machine. You're gonna rock it up just like you did with the hearts. And look at that beautiful, beautiful cookie. Super fun and adorable. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's do one more. Might do two more. So you're gonna put your stencil down in place. You probably need to wash this off probably about every 3 or 4 cookies that you do. You will start to get, it will just start to mess up, and so you want to just go ahead and just wash it off. And so again, we're just going to go through just light layers, just getting that first layer on, and then you go back through. And then again, you don't ever want to just concentrate in one area, or your ice or your color will just puddle there in that area, and that's not what you want. So let's pick it up. And there you go. Again, so there's your hearts again. All right, let's do it one more time so you can see. Black lines are probably the hardest things to outline or to airbrush. So I want to make sure that you see exactly how to do it. So you're going to get it, you're going to hold your airbrush gun perpendicular straight down, and then you're just going to apply in layers. So you're just going over that first layer, that first pass. You're not going heavy, and then I'm just barely pulling back on the trigger. And then you want to just go back through like that third time and just get it nice and done. And then you're going to pull up, rock it back, and there you have your cute cookies. So there you have like your cute heart XO cookie, perfect for Valentine's Day and perfect. Not a lot of details to it, but they look spectacular and they make a big statement. So you could put these in a bag. You could put the bag, have like a little mini pack here. You could do just 2 cookies, but whatever you decide to do, it'll be super cute and super fun and festive for Valentine's Day. Thank you guys for joining me for this fun and little tutorial on how to airbrush your cookies. And if you aren't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can hit the bell button below so that you get notified when any of my new videos drop. So thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time.